Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Well, today we have a recovering Mel with us that's feeling better. And
Yeah,
we have the lovely Farah from FarahWay Astrology. We're so happy to have you, Farah.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, yes. And everybody in the chat, you have been having a good time. I wanted to say some hello to some people to get started, okay? Ramon from Moon Scarab was the first one in. Look at this gorgeous pomegranate, Ramon. Isn't it exquisite? If you all have been watching Ramon's channel, you'll know why I have pomegranates. Scott from Scorpio Sun Tarot is here. Jackie Evelyn popped in. It's her son's 29th birthday, so they're celebrating. I think there's something about Yorkshire pudding that she mentioned. Ginger Faye, Tarot and Divine Musings is here. Love you, Ginger. Tom from Tarot Your Way. I'm excited about that new series you're starting. I will try my best to be there. Noon tomorrow, my time, I think, or 1 o'clock. No, 1 o'clock your time, which would be, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. The wonderful Jackie Jacaranda is here.
hi, Jackie.
Susie Gemini, love you, Susie.
Hi, Susie. Hey.
Blessings, Fatima. So good to have you here. And
Hi, Fatima.
Carla, so wonderful to have you with us. And
Hi, Carla.
Bella, welcome.
Yes, yes.
So,
I'm struggling with the comments. I see them flying by, but I can't read them.
well, I will try my best to put them up, okay? Oh,
Okay,
and Heather is with us
hello.
from Indigo. Wait a minute. Jaguar Intuitive Arts. I'm sorry. Excuse me, Heather.
Well, some of these channels can be a mouthful.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, and Flowing is here. Hello,
Hi,
Flowing.
Hi.
So good to see you. This is great. And it's so good to have Mel here.
Well, thank you. It's been a rough couple weeks with me being sick and my dog being sick. And it's just, some days I feel like I can barely take care of me. And then I got to get up and clean up after the dog. And I've made the decision I'm going to do the surgery. I'm giving up on the rest. I want her back to normal as soon as possible. I will bite the bullet and find the money to get her back on her feet again. And I want her back normal again.
Yeah.
The vet is not allowing her any treats. And when I was making my dinner and I cut my asparagus spears, one, flew to the floor. And she actually bit me trying to get that. And she's never bitten me before. It did not draw blood, but I felt so mean taking it away. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. But I did give her a carrot. And I refuse to believe she can't have nature-grown real food as a treat. So anyway, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah. And Farah, it is so good to have you here. Let's see.
When I first saw Farah, I was so impressed at how easily she explained it and seemed to help me understand it yet too, that now I've started to incorporate some astrology into some of the work I'm doing. But and Farah, I love your voice. It's so soothing and so calming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Farah, you want to tell us to start about your channel, how you decided to start a channel, and what all you incorporate into your videos?
Yeah. So I actually thought about starting a channel way before I actually did, because I would see other people do it and I wanted to join in the conversation and just participate. But, I had to build up the courage to do so. Right. And then I'm like, well, how do I do all this technology stuff and what do I do? And then putting my face out there or not putting, all the technical things. And so I actually started a year ago, September, I think September 16th was when I started. And so if anybody out there is thinking of starting a YouTube channel, I actually, like, one of the people that I followed, I said to her, I said, I'm making videos now. Will you watch my video? And she said, sure, I'll watch it, because she knew, because I had been, in her comments. It's not like I'm a brand new person. I had been in her comment section before. So I said, well, you watch my videos. And I started out with some tags and things like that, and walking in the park and whatever. But then it wasn't until like, I want to say March of this year that I said, I want to get more, I want to change my name, because I think my name, gosh, I can't even remember what my name was in the beginning. Isn't that funny? I can't even remember what my name was in the beginning. But so I wanted to be more confident in, all of the things that I know about astrology. And I said, you know what? Okay, this is me, and this is how, the direction that I want to take it in. And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
We have a couple of people that have joined us. And Heather says, welcome to our growing community, Farah.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah. And Mariah says she likes the little birdie chirping away. That's Agador Spartacus. And he says, hi, Mariah. Yeah.
So,
Well,
Farah, when did you start getting involved with tarot then, too?
Well, so my first tarot deck was actually like in high school or college, which is decades ago, right? Because I'm practically 50 now. And so it was
you old fart, you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Am I a crone yet? I want my crown for my crondom.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it was the mythic 1986 tarot, and then I put it away quickly because I heard people say you're not supposed to read for yourself, that's bad luck, and this was before the internet, so I believed them and I didn't want to take a chance. And then it was like around 2009 I started going onto YouTube more, and I would see things about astrology and tarot for for all the signs, and I wanted to hear what they had to say about my sign. And I'm an Aries sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising in Western, and in true sky or true sidereal, I am a Pisces sun, Aries moon, Aries rising. And so I started looking at that, and I'm like, wait a minute, the astrology, it just, I felt like a fish in water. And tarot, I said, I need to crack this code. How are they doing this? So I just got books and I watched videos, and I just grabbed all the information off the internet that I could,
Mm-hmm.
I still get confused, though. I mean, I started with tarot and I did that for, decades. But when I started getting into astrology, I get so confused when they talk about a Chiron, and they talk about, what's the word they use? The directions, kind of. And I don't understand a lot of that. So it can be awfully confusing.
Yeah, the vocabulary, it takes time. It's like like learning a new language. And the thing is that I think one of the reasons why it came easily is that when I was in high school, I was more of a math person
Me too.
than Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, math and
Um,
science. I didn't want nothing to do with history or English. Give me math and science.
Oh
yeah.
goodness, the light never went on for me with math. I nope. Good for y'all, because it I
But the vocabulary, there is like a whole jargon, like a whole language, you
Yeah.
know.
Whole new
Okay.
nomenclature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's literally like, I mean, let's say there's like 20 vocabulary words that you need to know, and then once you know those, you're good to go, you know.
Okay, like transits. That was the word I wanted. I
yeah,
couldn't think of it. I'm
Hmm.
getting old. Sometimes these words just don't come out as fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you, Mel.
So in simple terms, transit just means that the planet is moving into a new sign. That's it.
Oh,
Okay.
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 Well,
All right.
Yeah.
well,
Well,
I think it's fascinating.
yes. Yes.
And this is my son.
Oh, cool.
Hello. Huh.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
He has been decorating his home. He lives next door,
Oh,
and
this
I
is
am kind of
David.
yeah. This is David, and I am
Okay.
trying
Hi,
to.
David.
I am compilating some videos that when I go places about the fall in the mountains, and I want to take a video of his home during the day decorated and at night because it is something he has worked so hard on it. So I'm excited. He's gonna next Saturday. He is having this huge Halloween party. So having said that, I will not be on next Saturday, but the following Saturday I certainly will. And I
Is
hope.
Halloween next Saturday?
No. Halloween's on
Oh.
Tuesday, the Tuesday after, but
Oh,
he's having
okay.
his party on
Okay.
Saturday. Yeah,
I'm so confused.
I
Nancy,
know. I
you
just jumped
confused
right
me
in there.
more. Are you
by the
having
way,
fun confusing this little old lady here?
I know. I just, I just throw a fly in the ointment, don't I?
Yeah.
I was just so enthusiastic that I have so much information that I can share. And you just brought up something because on the 28th is the new moon, and it will be in Taurus, which I think is a
Ah.
Saturday. And the moon, here's a, yeah, Saturday. And here's a word for you. It's going to be exalted in Taurus. So that
Ooh,
means, so
my
the word
son is Taurus. I'm
what?
a
You have
Taurus
your moon in
sun.
Taurus. Yeah, it's exalted in Taurus. So that means that it's very happy, very powerful. That's what exalted means.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we have Jupiter and we have Uranus in Taurus as well. And so, I think it's very beneficial. Now, it is a lunar eclipse. So lunar, when eclipse happens, that means that, and we have eclipses every year. And when an eclipse happens, that means it's something faded, something that can be very profound, more so than a regular new moon. You know what I mean? Or sorry, full moon, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's thank you for telling me that because I am going as Mother Nature and David wanted we have David and I do a Samhain ceremony every Halloween night and he wanted me to do the ceremony at the party, you know.
Hi,
And
Janet.
so I will be able to add a lot to that. Thank you for that information. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Janet. I see Janet just came.
Oh, awesome.
I can catch a few of these comments.
Yeah. Hey, Janet. Well, just tell us, Farah, just tell us what you think like that bit of information was wonderful for me, with what I've got going on. But just tell us some more.
So, okay, so one of the things like on my channel right now, I'm in the middle of a series. Well, I'm all closer to the end of the series where I'm looking at the astrology and the tarot combined because you know that there are tarot decks that have astrology on it. Even the Rider-Waite Smith, if you look at the Empress card, the classic Rider-Waite Empress card will have Venus on there.
Mhm.
So, you know, there's the planetary symbols that are already on the tarot cards, right? And then in the minors too. And so, I mean, I made tons of notes and I want to share all the information with you guys.
All right, we are ready.
Okay. So one of the things is that now, you know, you could just get and I don't have it with me, but I have a tarot deck, but I don't have the classic tarot decks. All my tarot decks are just like oddball tarot decks. Like this one is the closest thing, and it's the Tarot of Trees, and this one has it's like a Rider-Waite clone basically. So I don't have the original, and this is my other one that's the closest to Rider-Waite, which is the Mystical Cats.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I do have one tarot deck that's called Tarot de Luz, and you'll see it on my channel where in the bottom they'll put the astrological symbols, right? And it's interesting because when you look at it, it at first it doesn't make sense. So somebody had told me what, and I'm going to just put this up here. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but if you look at it, oh yeah, if you I'm doing this backwards and upside down or
let me see
whatever.
if I can make you big. Just a second. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay. So if you look at it, you'll see we all know that we've got earth, air, fire, and water, right? So we've got earth, air, fire, and water, which is the pentacle, swords, cups, and all the things, right? So the first thing is to look at the two, and this is in the minors. So in the minors, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And so all of these will be cardinal signs. Okay. So you can always, even if you don't know the planets, you know that they're cardinal. And because it's the beginning, which makes sense, doesn't it? And then the middle one will be the fixed signs. So, and because they sit right in the middle of the season, right? And then the last one, 8, 9, 10, they are the mutable ones. Because what does it take? It takes for us to be able to adapt, to mutate, right? To adapt to new environment, new circumstances. So that makes sense as well, right? So then I was looking at it and I'm like, but the problem is that we know that we have I'll just keep this up. We know we have more than just a few planets, right? So I'm like, how come, for example, how come we don't have all of Capricorn having all of the planets? That I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. I didn't understand. And then I realized that there is an order to it. And the order is so I have this book. It's called the Kabbalistic Tarot. This is the best written, most smartest book I have ever seen. And it talks, I'll show you a page. There is a page in here where they talk about, here it is. So this page shows the wheel. And what happens is that it uses the Chaldean order to go around the circle. And the Chaldean order, the Chaldean order means that all of the planets before, like the ancient planets, oops, there we go. The ancient planets. So the ancient planets go all the way up to Saturn. And the Chaldean order is in order of speed, because Saturn is the slowest, then Jupiter, then Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the moon is the fastest. And that goes around the circle. And that's how they created this assignment for the cards. And I thought that was very interesting. And then I was looking at it and I was like, okay. And then of course there's the majors, which has all the planets and all the signs, you know. And so most of us are, you know, starting to learn. We usually learn by the majors first, right? So that happens. And then the courts, because like, what about the courts? Well, it goes back to this, and you can find this circle. You can find this circle online. You would just put like tarot and astrology and you'd get this. And then, so it'll have wands of Queen of Wands and kings and all of these types of things. Now, if you noticed on this, it calls princes and prince and prince, but that's not what we have in Rider-Waite-Smith. So where did that come from? Well, you know, some of you already know this, but we had, sorry for my handwriting, these are all my notes. So we had, this is the history of tarot, right? Because Rider-Waite-Smith was the newest version of tarot. Before that, because first we had Tarot de Marseille, then we had, we started to get occultists involved. And so when astrology and tarot were put together, that was, so if we were to say who decided to put this order, who decided to put this order and these assignments, it would be the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Oh.
They are the ones that decided to do that. And right before them, there was a French occultist named Jean-Baptiste so-and-so. He was the one that started to talk about tarot and astrology at the same time, and they just took it one step further. So I thought that was it. And this was 1888 when this happened. And, you know, the Order of the Golden Dawn was started in Great Britain. And so I just thought that was all very interesting. So I thought, you know, I would share that with you guys.
Yeah. Oh,
That
that's
makes more
wonderful. I'm
sense,
not sure. How
too.
do I get Mel and me back? Do I touch the more, Mel, or?
Touch Farah's picture, and then just it should give you the option to take her off solo.
Oh, exit solo layout. Okay. I just didn't want to do anything that I'd like send her into oblivion or something. I didn't want to do that.
Farah, I have a question though.
Yeah.
How come not all of the tarots seem to agree on where they put different astrological meanings?
That's a great.
I can't give you an example right now, but I know some of the tarots, they do not quite coincide, or they don't agree where they're putting different astrology.
Yeah, I mean, in my research, I found that, you know, normally we would think of the star as being Aquarius, but in some version of it, they decided that they wanted to put, I think, Temperance as Aquarius or something like that. And it's just, I think it's just a matter of opinion and a matter of belief. Like that, I don't have a good answer for you of why. I think I think it's just a matter of opinion. You know how like,
Well, that's a good answer right there. So hearing it from you,
Yeah.
I know
you know
now
how
it,
some
it
people
was
will
smart.
say that you need to use thoughts. And so, and this, I mean, I will admit that this whole thing with the Kabbalah and the tree of life and the astrology
Mhm.
was, you know, because at that time Aleister Crowley, which no one cares for now, as far as I know, no one cares for Aleister Crowley now. Aleister Crowley and Arthur Waite and a bunch of other people were in this group, this Hermetic Order, the Golden
Mhm.
Dawn.
Yeah.
And now the thing is that when he was coming up with this correspondence, I think it would have been more popular if he wasn't such a he wasn't such a bad influence on so many people.
Well,
You
from what
know,
I
I think,
understand, he was not well liked by the other group.
yeah,
Anyone.
and he did bad things. And so because he did bad things, I think everything, like they said, well, everything he did was bad because including, you know,
Okay.
putting, so yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Mhm.
one, I forgot to mention one practical thing that I can mention that has helped me. Can you put, can you, one of the things is that if you go back to this circle, you will find your birthday, like the area where your birthday is, and that will give you your minor card. For example, my birthday, sorry?
Uh, Susie Gemini has a question. I just didn't want. I mean, you continue what you're saying. I just wanted you to be able to see her question.
Oh, okay. Silly question about the outer planets. How did they know about them in the 1800s? For instance, Pluto is the death card. Oh, we were talking about this before we came on. I mean, they knew, even ancient Sumeria knew about all of the planets. They knew that they knew they have, there's carvings online of in ancient Sumeria where they have all 9 planets. Um, and so this is something that they've seen way back when, because as we well know, I mean, that's the best that I can come off, you know, off the cuff, the
Mm-hmm.
my answer.
Yeah.
um and Pluto is the end of the line. You know, Pluto is the end of the line, and so death is the end of the line, and you know.
Well,
Well,
what
now
was
they're
that you
saying
were
Pluto is
telling
not a.
me? What was that you were telling me that there's, like they don't print phone books anymore, but they don't print these charts where you could look up where Pluto was in the 1600s. What?
Yeah, so there, so before we had oh, you're welcome, Susie. Before we had uh what is it? Before we had the internet and these,
Mhm.
all of these technical things that help us track the planets and the stars, they did that when, you know, there wasn't this light pollution, air pollution, all the things, and the stars were easier to see, and they kept record of it with a telescope and an actual physical book called an ephemeris, and it's EPHEMRIS or something like that. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah,
Eve.
EPHEMRIS or something.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Ginger Fay made a comment. I've got it up. And let's see. And then Mariah says the ancients knew only up to Saturn. Uranus and Pluto were more recent discoveries. Well, I think now, don't they say Pluto's not a planet? I mean, to me, Pluto is a planet because that was the way I was raised. That, you know, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
so in academia, in college and universities, astrophysicists, um, they or astronomers, they don't. they're going to say no, Pluto's not a planet because of maybe the way it's orbiting, or maybe the way, I don't know, because of the size of it. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it's really teeny tiny, isn't it, compared to us?
Yeah.
Well, compared to other,
Well,
Yeah.
what do the astronomers think it is?
Just like an asteroid, or, one of the type of things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, going back to the ancient culture, the somebody mentioned the Anunnaki, and this is the ancient alien theory that someone came to our Earth and gave us the knowledge and the technology to do metallurgy and things like that, and math and geometry and make pyramids and all of these types of things. And then at the same time told us about divination and, numerology and things like that. And yes, so besides Sumeria in India, which that's part of my heritage, right? Because I'm Pakistani American, and before Pakistan was a country, it was India. And in India, they use Vedic astrology or sidereal astrology, and they only go up to Saturn.
Oh,
So
okay.
Oh, and we have Ange with us. Here, let me.
Hi, Anne. Oh, it's great to see you. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming.
So good to see you, Ange.
So yeah, I'm still learning because, there's all of the questions are just so good, and I haven't given it as a thorough investigation as I need to. Maybe I should write down these questions and do some more research on them.
Well, I think it seems like everybody in the chat is absolutely fascinated by it because, there's a lot of discussion going on as to the, the placements of everybody's, sun and moon and ascending.
I think too,
I think
we're always
everybody's
learning.
fascinated by astrology. I don't think everybody understands it, but I mean, I certainly don't, but I want to learn.
Yeah.
I really do, so that I have, Susie says she thinks you are amazing, Farah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. So here's the thing. What happens is you take a planet, and we can break it down to what is happening, where is it happening, and how is it happening. So, for example, my Mars is my action. So that's what is happening? My action. Where is it happening? It's happening in my second house. And my second house is of values, personal money, self-worth, that kind of thing.
Slow down, please. Isn't everybody's second house the same?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So did you say, I'm sorry, I am listening, but did you say Mars is your action?
Yes.
So isn't Mars action for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. But is my Mars going to be in the same house as yours?
No.
Okay.
Your Mars could be, I don't know, in the fourth house,
Okay.
So now here, I'll give you the easiest thing you can do is, let's see.
But the first house, not Aries, right? It's not Aries.
So that's a good question. So, there's two ways to answer that question. For you personally, your first house will not be Aries because your ascendant is not Aries. Okay. When the chart was originally made, okay, Aries and the first house want to be together. They share the same qualities, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ginger has a question I put up.
Wait, I'm confused. Everybody's house is the same. So everybody has a first house, second house, third house. Everybody has 12 houses. So everybody has, and let's go over the 12 houses. The first house is my personality, my body, how I dress, how people see me. Everybody has that. Everybody has a second house, my personal money. And substitute my for you, okay? Or yours. Everybody has a second house. Everybody has the second house of my personal money, my self-worth, my resources. Everybody has a third house. The third house will be my communication, my learning, my local travel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a fourth house, my home, my family, my roots. Everybody has a fifth house, my fun, my hobbies, my interests, my children, my romance. Okay. Everybody has a sixth house, my daily life, my daily job, my pets, my daily health. Everybody has a seventh house. That seventh house is my intimate partners, my business partners, who I'm interacting with on a very personal level. Everybody has an eighth house. The eighth house is other people's monies, loans, debt, death, sex, the occult. It's a very mixed bag, the eighth house. Everybody has a ninth house. The ninth house is my higher learning, my religion, my spirituality, my long distance travel. Everybody has a 10th house. The 10th house is my public reputation, how the world sees me, what I'm known for. Everybody has an 11th house. The 11th house is my friendships, my groups, my hopes and wishes, my organizations. Everybody has a 12th house, my subconscious, my self-undoing, my mental health. Notice how mental health and unconscious and all of that goes together. Just kidding. So everybody has these areas of life. Now the thing is that the it's like 3 dials.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're constant. So I might have the 12th house. Oh, I should have. Oh, yeah. Astrology learning cards. Astrology learning cards. So there we go. And what's nice about this astrology learning cards is that what happens is, to be clear, I have the 12 houses, but not everybody's first house is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And the easy way, and so what you can do is as a very beginner, you can go online, and I like to go to astroseek.com, and I'll show that to you guys. So, geez. So you can go to astroseek.com and here in there, there's a tab, and that tab will say birth chart calculator. So you can put your birth chart calculator, and it will give you written. Once you put in your time, place, day, all the things in there, then it will give you, I'll show you mine, for example. It will give you all of the information written for the average person, which is really nice. And the thing is that, let's say you don't know your time and place because you're adopted. Okay, because that's fair enough, right? If you don't know your time and place, then it's going to take a little bit more detective work to find out what your first house is, what your second house, what your third house is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, so I put my, okay. So here is my chart. And as you can see, my chart, I have Taurus in the first house. And then when you go down.
But is Taurus your sun sign?
No, my sun sign is Aries.
Okay.
So,
But then,
so yeah, so
okay.
you can see.
So that's your personality is Taurus.
Right.
Okay.
And it can,
Okay.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. Now let me just throw a little curveball at you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Now the thing is that you will hear there are some tarot people on this community that they say you should follow real sky astrology. And I am using Western astrology. The difference between Western astrology and real sky astrology is that Western astrology says that the stars are fixed when they were fixed at a certain time, like, let's say Babylon time, right?
Okay.
When they were fixed at that time, we're still using the stars in those same positions.
Oh.
But the truth is that the stars are moving across the sky, across the universe. And so the real sky, the stars are now 23 degrees away from when it originally started. So,
Okay.
Okay.
So
the thing is, am I giving too much information?
I'm taking notes. It's not that I'm paying attention, but I tell you, you're continue, please. I
Okay.
mean, I
So here's the thing. So some people say you don't use Western because the stars are not really in those positions. But what Western does do, it keeps the sun aligned with the equinox and the solstices. Real sky says follow the stars and pay attention to where the stars actually are. And so that means every year it's going to be a little bit different.
okay.
So that will always be up for debate. It'll always be up for debate because there are tons of Western astrologers, there's tons of real sky astrologers. And if you resonate more with one or the other, now this website that where'd it go? This website that I mentioned, it can, where we go? Okay.
AstroSeek.
AstroSeek, yes.
Okay.
Astroseek.com. If you go down, you can change the house system. Oh, wait. Yeah. You can change it from, with that little square, you can change it to sidereal, and sidereal is the closest to real sky. Or you can go to another website, which is called Mastering the Zodiac.
Okay, well now, okay, so what is Vedic astrology?
Yeah.
Vedic is another word for sidereal. And this is what Indian people use. And now it uses up to Saturn. It won't use Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Okay.
Plus, the other thing is that when they draw the picture of it, it's gonna look like a rectangle, which is completely different. It's gonna be a rectangle with all of these diamonds in it.
Oh, okay.
And I do not know how to read that, but there are Vedic astrologers that do know how to read that.
Well, I'm
That
just not going to even
square is
worry
on
about
my cheat
Vedic.
sheet. That
What's that?
square is on my cheat sheet, and I don't know what I did with my cheat sheet. I hid it somewhere so good I forgot where I hid it.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen that before. Yeah, the square.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Vedic astrology. And so Vedic astrology is, it honestly, I'm going to say it's a little bit like the different beliefs, it's kind of like, do you believe in astrology? Do you not believe in astrology? Do you follow this? Do you follow that? And whatever works for you works for you, you know? So, so, but going back to,
Which do you think is more, which in your opinion is more reliable, the Vedic or the Western?
Or the real sky.
or the real sky?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Short answer, I'm going to say Western, which is unpopular in this community, because I follow the sun and the solar, so I'm very connected to the sun energy of the summer equinox, spring equinox, summer solstice, winter solstice, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And that is always going to be the same every year.
Okay.
But yes, Moriah, I agree with you. Both have insights. I think the Vedic sidereal, they're both the same thing, right? So, two names for the same thing. Or real sky, I think they give more insight into your subconscious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jane is quoting the Beatles.
It's a matter of.
I thought
That's
that was the
hilarious.
Beatles. I'll follow the
That's
sun.
hilarious. That's so funny. I follow the sun. Oh, I didn't know that was a real song.
Yeah.
How did I not know that song?
I thought that was the Beatles. Was it the Beatles or the Eagles?
Is it?
Oh, it's the Beatles.
Oh, how did I not know that? That's
Oh, okay.
hilarious.
I thought I heard Eagles. I don't know. Sorry. Ignore this woman in the corner.
Oh, that's hilarious. You're funny. Okay. So let me show you something real quick here. Oh, you guys were asking about the North Node too, right? And Chiron, right? Okay. So let's look at so this is the symbol for and look, let me just tell you something. Even I, with menopause brain, I can still forget symbols. So it's easy to forget symbols.
That looks like an eye hook to me, from sewing.
Does it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the symbol for the North Node. And here is a bunch of information about the North Node. So you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your I wrote that down, astrology learning cards?
Yes, and I think it's still on Amazon. I checked like a month or two ago.
Okay.
And it was still on Amazon.
I'm going to look into those.
For pretty cheap,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they'll help me when I get doing my channeling too. I'm really getting into that. So.
Okay, Jane made a comment, and then you have the Lilith and Chiron. So how does Lilith come into all this?
Ooh, Lilith. Ooh, Lilith. Okay, so Lilith is an asteroid, and it is a big player because let me see if I can find. I'll find the card and I'll show you what it looks like. But basically, it looks like a moon, and it is with like a cross, like a a cross at the bottom. And what Lilith does, everybody has it in their chart. It, think of Lilith from biblical stories.
Well,
Lilith
wasn't
was the
Lilith?
first.
I wasn't Lilith a demon?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. How
Before
did she
she
become an
was,
asteroid?
well, technically, she is the dark side of the moon. And why did? Oh my God, you're asking such hard questions.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. That's okay. But they say that this is the dark side of the moon. I'm trying to find the Lilith card, and then I can show it to you. But somehow they gave the association to. Um,
Lilith was God's wife? What?
uh, I know her. I know her to be Adam's wife. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
she was
Ginger
Adam's
says
wife
Adam's first
too.
wife. This is absolutely it's blowing my mind. It's absolutely fascinating. I mean, you could spend your whole life studying this.
And
Yes.
And yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Uh, shoot, I need to find that. But anyway, so Lilith is all of the qualities that you think of, like somebody who refuses to follow patriarchy, someone that bucks the system, somebody who's rebellious, somebody who has, yes, Adam's first wife, somebody who says no, I don't care about your rules, I'll do whatever the heck I want to do. That is what she does in your part of the chart.
Okay. Okay.
And so, like I said, if you were to go back to let's see, this one, it will, oh, here we go. I can give you a picture of what Lilith looks like here somewhere, because I have too many things around me. Okay, so there we go. Lilith is right there. It's that black moon symbol with the cross at the bottom, and she is in everybody's part of the chart.
Okay.
And she will cause you to be rebellious, if that makes sense.
Well, Ginger Faye is just going all out here with Lilith, I tell you.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
funny because Susie Gemini did my chart, and she said I've been fighting with Black Lilith all my life.
Yeah.
And I have been. I have felt I have been.
And Susie says I've been trying to heal my Lilith. So I don't know.
She was rebellious. So, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
She says she likes to have fun.
Yep. So I'll show you real quick what these cards are, because there are, how many cards in here? There are, oh, I don't know. It doesn't want to tell me. Okay, let's just go through the cards. So we have the sun, and it has its meanings.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then it has the moon.
Come on, get
and its meanings. Mercury and the meanings. And it goes through all the planets, Venus.
Oh, they're like flashcards. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. This is Uranus. This is Neptune. Think of Poseidon. This is Pluto. North Node. North Node is, oh, thank you, Myra. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but yes, Black Moon Lilith is a mathematical point, not an asteroid. Thank you. Yeah. The logistics of it, I always confuse. I just know the meanings of it. So North Node, just as here's what it talks about as the North Node. This is your opportunity. This is the undeveloped area that needs cultivating, and that pretty much sums it up. It's that
The North Node.
The North Node is that uncomfortable area that needs cultivating. So for example, my North Node is in the 8th house of the occult. You know?
I hear you, Jane. I'm getting a little overloaded too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can stop.
No, it's wonderful. I love learning stuff.
Okay, repeat that again. It's an uncomfortable area that needs work, that needs what?
Cultivating.
Cultivating.
Yes. Nurturing, exploring, use whatever word you want to use.
And that's the Lilith? That's where you need to work?
No, this is the North Node.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Is South Node the complete opposite then?
Exactly. South Node is where we're comfortable. It looks like the exact opposite. Why are my cards all screwy? I don't know. But yeah, it's the exact opposite. So it's going to look like this. It's literally that.
Ah, okay.
North, it's bubbling to the north. South, bubbling to the south.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And so, in other words, South Node is what we came into this life very good at. And now we need to move past that. We need to go from, and it's always at the opposite of each other. Because your south and your north will be always completely as far away as humanly possible.
Right.
Does the North and South Node always stay in the same place, or does that move along just as the sun and the planets do?
No, your North Node and your South Node stay the same your whole life. It is in your birth chart. It is in your imprint.
So they could be like the polar axis that is holding everything up.
You could say that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way of looking at it. So going back to this chart, this is my birth chart. You can see there is my North Node in Sagittarius. Oh geez. North Node in Sagittarius in the 8th house. And directly down below, I have South Node in Gemini in the 2nd house. And everybody is going to be slightly different.
Okay.
You know, you could have North Node in.
I was just going to say, look at Jane's comment.
Next time you do this, we need to all have our, yeah.
Well, I'm wondering, how long would it take for everybody to go online and to make a copy of their chart? Now, Susie has done Mel's chart and she has done my chart. So we have our charts. If I am not going to, have a live next Saturday because of my son's party, but Farah, could you come back the following Saturday and we'd all have our charts in front of us?
So happy to do that. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, you can, it's free if you go now. Susie uses astro.com and you
Yeah.
said astroseek.com. Maybe we could plan that. And yeah, like Ginger says, it's really quick, and we could plan to be here. Let's see what date that would be. Let me see here. That would be November 4th.
Let me look. Let me look at my thing and see.
Would that work for you, Mel? Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we can
hope
do
so.
November
I
4th.
hope so.
Okay.
I hope
November 4th. Well, let's plan Saturday the 4th. Let's plan that at 8 o'clock here. And Susie says, Farah, make it easier and use whole sign instead of placidus.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Well, now I'm confused again. What's
Yeah,
that?
well,
Okay.
that will confuse them with placidus. Okay, well, I am in a proverbial state of confusion, so not to worry. But I think that
Why I blew a
it's
cigarette.
clearer. This is beginning to kind of sort of make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so let's plan on that, and because our hour is up.
That went fast. Oh my God, that went so fast.
It went too fast. I mean, I could just stay on with this, but I mean, do
Yeah.
y'all think that's a good idea?
Oh,
To
Farah,
come
I
back
find
in
this so fascinating. This
in 2 weeks? Yeah.
I'm so grateful to meet you and that you came on. This is wonderful.
Yeah. It's been wonderful, Farah, and I want to thank you. And before we leave, I want to mention everybody that was here in the chat that I caught. I hope I don't miss you. Ramon, Mood Scarab, Scott, Scorpio Sun Tarot, Jackie Evelyn, Ginger Fay Tarot and Divine Musings, Tom Tarot Your Way, Jackie Jacaranda, FarahWay Astrology, Mel Woolly Hermit, Susie Gemini, Fatima Vieira, Miss Culada's Mystical Musings, and her husband Jeff. Her husband's name is Jeff, I think. He said hi. That was in the comments. I don't know. They had
You
gone out
forgot
to eat.
David. You forgot David.
No, I've got him down here.
Oh, okay.
Bella, or Belle, Heather, Flowing, Mariah, Book Bewitched, Hershey, Janet C., Jane the Secret Tarot, Rossi, and my David, and Ange, Roots and
Yes.
Waves. So we've had a wonderful group, and thank you so much, Farah. And it is just wonderful to have you back, Mel.
Well, thank
Everyone's
you.
missed you. So
Thank
we're going to
you.
do the goodbyes now, and just stay on, Farah, please, and Mel. Okay.
Yep.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for
Thanks,
coming.
everybody. Thanks.